Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial will be showing you how to make this wrap short. It's actually the first time of me making this short, so I'm going to be making this while you follow up. So I'll start by drafting. I went ahead to measure out my starting line. I actually folded this fabric according to my hip measurement plus few inches. So from the top of my fabric, I'll be taking in my measurement. So the measurement for this, the actual length is 14 inches, but I'll be marking out 18 inches instead of 14. So it will help out for the hemming and everything I'm going to be using it for. If it's too much, I'll just cut out the excess. You can see the way I placed my tape rule. I took out 2 inches because I'll be adding 2 inches band. From my waist to hip is 8 inches, so I'll go ahead to mark out 8 inches, then 12 inches for my crotch. From my waist to my crotch is 12 inches. From my waist to my hip is 8 inches. And after rolling this line, I'll come over to this place to mark out to label it so that you'll be able to know this is my hip and the other line is my crotch. So, and this part here is my full length. So from my crotch line, I'm going to come down by 2 inches. You can see what I did here. Come down by 2 inches and mark it out. Then when you're done, you go ahead to rule a straight line across, just the way I'm doing it. Hope you understand what I'm doing. Then this is my tie line. So this is how you if you want to get your tie, this is how you should do it. So right now I'll come over to the hip line, measure my hip divided by 4, which is 9.5, and add 1 inch sewing allowance to it. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Then I go ahead to use my ruler to rule it in a straight line. So make sure you do yours the same way. Just look at what I'm doing and do yours the same way with your own measurements. Make sure you can I'm adding 1 inch sewing allowance to this because I don't want the sewing allowance to be much. So it depends on what how many inches sewing allowance you wanted. So right now I want you to pay attention here and look at what I'm doing. I'll come over to my hip measurement here. I'm going to measure what I have here and I'll divide it by 4. Look at the way I'm going to divide it with my tape rule. So it will make it easier for you. Then go ahead and divide it by 4, and then whatever you have left, go ahead to mark it as your tie line. You can see what I'm doing. Mark it out like this. After you're done, you use your curve rule to make a curve, or if you don't have a curve rule, you can just use your free hand. I just use my curve rule to just make a curve here, just like when you're making your arm or something like that. So just follow this process and you will get it. So if you have not yet subscribed, please do subscribe, put on the notification bell, like, share, comment, tell me what you think. So because after I'm done with this, the next thing I'm going to do is to come over to the waistline here. My waist divided by 4 is 8 inches. I'll go ahead to mark out 8 inches. You can see the way I place my tape rule. Then I will add 1 inch sewing allowance to this 8 inches. So whatever you're going to do, make sure you're adding your sewing allowance. If you want to add in that, so you have to add in 1 inch that allowance if you want to add that to your short. So but I'm not adding that to it, so I'm just going to mark out my allowance like that. So right now I'm just trying to curve it out. So do yours the same way. Make sure that you, from the waist allowance you have, go ahead to connect it to the hip measurement. You can see what I'm doing. Connect every lines together, then it will form a shape like this. So go ahead and blend it. So the next thing you're going to do is to mark out your tie. Measure out your tie, whatever you have, divide it by 2. My tie measurement is 11.5, and I'm going to go ahead to mark it out here as my tie line plus 1 inch sewing allowance. Then after I'm done marking it out, I'm just going to mark out a straight line like this, and then this I'll just connect it to the down area. You can see what I did. If you want to have a shape, if you want yours to have a shape, you can just shape it out, reduce the hemline and just shape it. I hope you understand what I'm saying. But this is like a box it's like a box shorts. I hope you understand what I'm saying. And then go ahead to just cut it out. So guys, right now it's time for me to cut out the back. You can see what I just did here. Take the front piece and layer on top of another fabric, and then you're going to be measuring out 2 inches. Just look at what I'm doing and do yours the same way. Measure at 2 inches just the way I'm doing it, because the back fabric should be bigger than the front. I hope you understand what I'm saying. The back should be bigger than the front, so I'm taking it 2 inches around the center area. I hope you can see what I'm doing. So go ahead and do yours the same way. Make sure you take 2 inches around just the way I'm doing, then go ahead and connect it. So when you're done connecting it, what you're going to do next is come to this area here, which is the front, the top of the front area. Connect it to it, the one at the back. You can see what I just did. Then come up by 1 inch at the back area. Come up by 1 inch at the top, and then you connect it to meet the front in a slant. I hope you understand what I'm saying here. Then go ahead and cut it out. Just look at what I'm doing. I'm sure you will understand. So after cutting it out, I'll show you how you are going to sew this. So guys, this is what my fabric look like after I'm done cutting. This is the back area here. I'm going to go ahead to put it together, and I'm going to be stitching this crotch line, this place that I'm pointing at now. So I'll go ahead to close it with 0.5 inches. I'm also going to do the same thing for the front. So make sure you're cutting out 2 pieces for each. So you go ahead to close up the crotch area, then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. So guys, after sewing it, this is what I have here for the both of them here. You can see what I have. You can see what I have here. So make sure you make yours the same way. So guys, right now it's time for us to cut out the front pattern of the skirt. So I went ahead to place my front short on top of the fabric, and so what I did after folding it to 2, look at the way I place my short. So place yours the same way, then come down by 3 inches. You can see, come down by 3 inches here. This is the length of the skirt. So guys, after marking it out, I went ahead to come down by 2 inches here. This is this allowance I'm adding here because of joining and everything, so that my fabric won't be short. So I went ahead to trim out the side of the short. I used it to trace out the side of the skirt. I hope you understand what I'm saying, and cut it out. This is all you need to do right now. Make sure that your skirt is folded into 2. The fabric you're going to use to cut your skirt is folded into 2, and you can see the way I placed my short on top of the skirt area. That's what I did here. So do yours the same way, then go ahead and trim it out. So when you open it, this is what it's going to look like. You can see it just look like our normal skirt. So guys, I went ahead to fold it into 2 again, and I notch the middle of this skirt. So make sure you notch the middle of this skirt. Pay attention to what I'm doing. I need you to pay attention here. So I went ahead to bring my short. This is the front piece. Remember, we are using the front piece. So I went ahead to place the center of my short, to the center of the notch we had on the skirt. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Then after I'm done, I went ahead to pin it down and trim out the excess. So if you have any excess, it is okay. Just go ahead and trim it out the way I'm doing it. So do yours the same way I'm doing mine. Just trim it out like this. If you have any excess, go ahead and trim it out. Just do it the way I'm doing it. You can see what I'm doing here. So the next thing we are going to do right now is to mark out where we'll be having the slant area on the skirt. The slant area here, remember that we have a slant on this skirt, so we'll be marking out that part. So this is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to turn my skirt in the front, and I'm going to mark 1 inch, because you remember that 1 inch is our sewing allowance. Then I'm going to, after that 1 inch, I'm going to mark out 1.5 inches here. That is where I'll be cutting out the slants. Hope you understand what I'm saying. So after marking that 1 inch, I came over to the skirt area here, the length. I went ahead to mark out 7 inches. Then I went ahead to use my ruler to connect it in a slant. So it depends on how open you want the front piece of this skirt to be on your short. So it depends on how open you want it to be. I just want it to, you can see the thumbnail, the picture I'm putting right now, you can see the way it looks. So that's how I want the opening to be. So go ahead and connect it like this, the way I'm doing it, and cut it out. So guys, before you cut it out, please, you need to remove the short from the skirt so that you don't mistakenly cut out your short while cutting the skirt. Hope you understand what I'm saying. So just take it out and then you cut it out. And before you cut it, make sure that you check it properly and know if this is where you want the slant to be. So after cutting, this is what it's going to look like on your shorts. That's what I'm doing. So place yours the same way and check it out if this is how you want it to be. So look at it very well. This is how mine is going to look like here. You can see what I have here. So make sure that yours is like this. So next thing I'm going to do right now is to stitch the down area with 1.5 inches. That's what I'm going to do here. So you're going to fold it with 1.5 inches. Then you're going to go ahead to close it up by running a stitch on it like this. So you need to hem this bottom part here and also hem the side slit. That part you have the slit. You can see what I'm doing here. This part I'm folding, you also need to close it up, hem it with at least 0.5 inches. So guys, I'll go over to my sewing machine and I'll go ahead to close it up. Then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. So guys, after stitching it, this is what I have here. You can see I'm gonna have to close it up and this is what I have. I went ahead to use my pin to pin it down to arrange it and make sure that it's okay. So I went ahead to stitch the side because I don't want the skirts to be moving around. So that's why I went ahead to hold it down with. So guys, after sewing, this is what I have here. You can see it. You can see the way it's looking like. You can see that the curve is coming out. You can see that I'm gonna have to stitch this area here. You can see it. You can see what I have here, guys. You can see what I have here. So guys, I noticed that the skirt part is longer than the side of the short, so I'll be trimming it out later. So guys, the next thing we are going to do right now is to make our belt. This is the belt that is on this pattern. So this belt is 18 inches by length and 2.5 inches by width. I hope you understand what. So I'm going to go ahead to close it up at the side. Then I'll leave one side open so that you can use it to turn it over. I hope you understand what I'm saying. The length of this belt is 18 inches and the width is 2.5 inches. So I'll go ahead and sew it and come back and show you what it looks like. So after doing this is what I have here. You can see I left the opening here, so you can go ahead and leave yours, the studios, the same way I did mine. And then this is how you're going to be placing the belt on the front piece of the skirt. So come down by 5 inches the way I did mine, then mark it out. When you're done, just go ahead and pin the belt the way you see I'm doing mine. So pin it down like this. Use your pin to hold it down, and you go over to your sewing machine to stitch it to the fabric. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Then when you're done with this, we'll go ahead to continue with the skirt. So we come over to the back area. This is the back. I hope you understand. Come down by 5 inches, just the way you did for the front. Come down by 5 inches, then pin it down. After you're done with this, the next you're going to do is to bring in your front piece. Then you're going to be joining the side. So just look at what I'm doing and do yours the same. Place your front piece of the short to the back piece of the short. Then go ahead to sew it the way I'm doing it. You can see what I'm doing. Go ahead and pin it together. Make sure the belt is in the middle the way I did it here, and go ahead and do yours the same. We go ahead and stitch a straight line and also repeat the same thing here. You can see, put it together and then stitch it. You can see that I've already gone ahead to close this area. So I left 1.5 inches for the folding, for the hem folding of these shorts, because you're going to fold this. So you make sure you leave like 1.5 inches. And then the next thing I want to do here now is to put in the skirt inside like this. That's what I just did. Then I'll go ahead to join my crotch together. place the both the front and the back crushed together like this. So after putting it, this is what you're going to do. This is how you're going to be sewing it. I hope you understand what I'm saying. You can see what I just did here. So any excess you have, you can just go ahead and trim it out. So guys, you can see right here, I left this space here for my zipper allowance. So do yours the same way. So guys, for the band, the width of this band is 2.5 and length is 33 inches, which is the weight of this, the length of this short. So I went ahead to sew it like this. This is where I stitch this band to the shorts. I hope you understand what I'm saying. This is how you're going to sew it. Then after you're done like this, the next thing you're going to do is to fold it inside. You can see what I'm doing here, and then go ahead and run a stitch on top of it like this. So just do yours the same. Make sure you use your iron to make this. I'm actually in a hurry here because I needed to go somewhere. That's why let me just make this tutorial. So this is what you're going to do, but I noticed that my machine could not stitch it the way I showed you, so I went ahead to just do it this simple way here. If you wish to do it like this, you can just go ahead and do it like this by putting your bands together and then stitch it with your shorts. So the next thing you're going to do here, you can see what I have, that I'm almost done with this. So guys, what you're going to do here is to close up this to close up the bottom area of this short, which is the hem. So I'm going ahead to measure this line like this, measure the length. Then remember I said that 14 inches is the actual length of this short. So I'll go ahead to mark out the remaining inches, but after marking it out, I went ahead to trim out this skirt area because I need it to align with the side of the shorts. They need to be in the same line. So you're going to trim it out and then go ahead and cut it out like this. So when you're cutting it out, make sure that you cut it in a slant. Hope you understand what I'm saying. Then go ahead and fold it again. So after folding it and stitching it down, make sure that the side is equal to the side of the shorts. And I went ahead to stitch these shorts down like this. You can see what I'm showing you. And this is what the skirt area looks like now. So you're going to see what I mean by that. When you are joining, you should make sure that the sides are equal. So after sewing it like this, you can see what I have after stitching it down. I went ahead to join the side of the short and the skirts together. So you can see the way I stitch it down. You can see it. I also left few inches at the side. I did not close everything. So this is how I'm going to be closing the short. So make sure that the skirts area, the skirts part is in between the front and the back short. I hope you understand what I'm saying. The skirt part should be in between the front and the back short. You can see what I just showed you. Then go ahead and close it up. Then when you're done closing it, you can just use your whipping machine to whip it, or your overlocking machine to just overlock it. That's what I'm trying to say here. You can see what I'm doing. Make sure that they are equal. Then go ahead and close it. So after stitching it, this is what I have. You can see that the sides are equal, but the center of this skirt is not equal because I cut it in a slant when I was trimming it out. It could still cover up the short. So go ahead and do yours the same way. And that's one of the reasons why I added excess allowance, because this is the first time of me making this short. So I do not want to have any shortage of fabric on this short. That's the reason why I added a lot of allowance. So I'll go ahead to add my zipper. Then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. So guys, this is what it looks like on my body. If you want to know how I made this shirt, I'll be dropping a tutorial soon. Thanks for watching.